History of the prophet Daniel. The prophet Daniel is the main character in the book of Daniel in the Bible Old Testament. He was a prominent prophet who lived during the time when the Israelites were taken captive to Babylon in the 6th century BC. His life clearly demonstrates faithfulness to God, devotion, and wisdom. Taken to Babylon and serving in the palace. After the city of Jerusalem was conquered by the Babylonian king Nebuchadnezzar, Daniel and his 3 friends, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, were taken to Babylon as captives. Because they were handsome and intelligent young men, they were chosen to serve in the king's palace. However, they refused to eat the king's rich food and drink his wine, choosing instead to eat only vegetables and water for 10 days, in accordance with God's law. As a result, their faces looked healthier than the young men who ate the king's food. Furthermore, God gave them wisdom and the ability to understand dreams and visions. Interpreting the king's dream, one night King Nebuchadnezzar had a strange dream that troubled him. He demanded that his magicians and wise men not only interpret the dream, but also tell him what the dream was about, but none of them could. The king became furious and ordered all the wise men to be executed. In this situation, Daniel went to the king and asked for time to interpret the dream. He prayed to God, and God revealed the meaning of the dream to him. Daniel then told the king the content and interpretation of the dream. The dream foretold the rise of 4 great world empires: Babylon, Media Persia, Greece, and Rome, and ultimately, the establishment of God's eternal kingdom that would destroy all of them because of this accurate interpretation. The king highly honored Daniel and appointed him as the ruler over the whole province of Babylon, thrown into the den of lions. During the reign of King Darius, Daniel continued to serve as an official. He had gained the king's favor and was appointed as one of the 3 chief administrators of the kingdom. Other officials, who were jealous of this situation, conspired to destroy him. Knowing that Daniel prayed to God 3 times a day, they asked the king to establish a law. The law stated that for 30 days no one was allowed to pray to anyone except the king. Violators would be thrown into a den of lions. Daniel, however, did not betray his faith in God. He ignored the law, opened his window, and continued to pray to God as he always did. His enemies then reported him to the king. Although the king loved Daniel dearly, he had to order him to be thrown into the lion's den because of the law he had established. The next morning the king rushed to the den and asked Daniel, "Was your God, whom you serve so constantly, able to rescue you from the lions?" Daniel replied, "My God sent his angel and shut the lions' mouths. They have not harmed me because I was found innocent in his sight." The king was overjoyed and had Daniel taken out of the den. He then had Daniel's enemies and their families thrown into the den, where the lions immediately overpowered and consumed them. Legacy. Daniel's story is a symbol of strong faith, unwavering loyalty, and wisdom in God. Despite the threats from his enemies, he did not abandon his faith, and God saved him. Daniel serves as a role model who, even while holding the highest positions in government, always put God first. If you'd like to learn more about the history of prominent figures from the Bible, please subscribe to this channel.